I thought you were.
It's Wednesday, and you know what that means. We'll mess up the intro every week.
No.
I'm a disembodied voice.
Alex is here. He's over there. It's
Hello.
a party.
It's a party.
I'm Abby. Alex is over there. That's Becky. And this is Jenni. This is the first time Jenni's been on our stream in a while. So today Jenni is going to be showing you guys how to make her beautifully designed Radiant Ripples bracelet. Before we get started, please, if you don't mind, remember to give this video a big thumbs up if you are watching on YouTube. Heart it if you're watching on Facebook, and share it to all of your crafty friends. Remember to subscribe, like our page, all that good stuff. So, couple of things that I want to mention before we get into the bracelet. We have had a ton of birthdays with our Bead Place family this month of February, and so you can use the code Happy Birthday, all together, all one word, Happy Birthday, at beadplace.net to receive 25% off site-wide on regular price products. So it excludes subscriptions, but other than that, oh, and it excludes classes. Yep, thank you. Speaking of classes, Becky, you have some news, right?
I do, yeah. The second Saturday in April, I believe it's April 13th.
Yes, April 13th.
I'll be having a class on gel printing. We'll make some fancy papers. We'll get messy with paint on our hands, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, so I'll link that in chat if you guys are in the St. Louis area and you want to sign up for that.
Yeah, registration's online, or call us, or stop by.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We did it as a group, and we had a lot of fun with it.
Definitely. Alex is gonna put that code.
On a
There we go.
ticker.
He did it. He did it. Yay. So let us know in chat where you guys are watching from. We've got a lot of folks watching. So let's get back to chat so I can see. And then we'll switch to hand cam so Jenni can take over and talk to you about Nope. Okay.
Rock and roll.
Or we can just click there. Okay.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yep.
You did it the good way. You know the better way. See, you know this program better than I do now.
Okay, Jenni, you're up.
Okay, so this is my bracelet, the Radiant Ripples, and here you see a couple of different colorways, and then I'm also wearing one. I don't know if that's too close
No, that's
to
beautiful.
see.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you want to
And
pick
then-
up the bracelets too.
Yeah, and so this is the black and white version. And as you can see, it uses a lot of different beads in it. So it's got a whole Tila, half and quarter Tilas juxtaposed to it. And then it's got also Superduos. And then in this bracelet, I used 11s, 8s, and also 15s, and this little rondelle, that's a little crystal rondelle, just to add some pop there. So you don't have to use the rondelles, you can just use seed beads. This one right here is just all seed beads, I believe. Well, I probably don't have any that are special. This one has a little 3mm Swarovski crystal in it right there, but this is the rest of seed beads there. So anything, you can kind of use any combination. I've used the Tilas that are whole Tilas, and then the half and the quarter Tilas right there, but you could just use 2 whole Tilas, or you could use any combination thereof to just kind of be creative in however you want to do it. So that is those are like the samples that we have. And then
did you show the turquoise one?
I did not.
Let's show that one, because that one I think was the one we used in the cover.
Yeah.
To show the versatility.
So this is the turquoise one, and in this one I used a lot more of the I made the tiny turquoise beads the kind of the focal of that, because I really thought they were beautiful, and there was so much change in color, and I love color and texture, and so this really makes me happy when I look at it. It's kind of like my mom loves turquoise, so this is like kind of like she would steal this from me if she was here right now.
So those are probably about like a 3.5mm round, I think.
Yeah.
So you can use rounds or rondelles, anything that's about the size of a size 8 seed bead, wouldn't you say?
Right. Because the 8 is the one that I use in the pattern mostly is the 8. And so anything that's close to that size will work with this.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So in chat, I'm going to be linking some different categories of products. Like if you want to take advantage of that 25% off sale, I'm going to be linking some of the categories. That way you can shop and grab materials that you need to make this bracelet. But before we actually get into making the bracelet, what I want to do is bring up on the screen like an infographic that Jenni made. And I'm going to give you guys a few good seconds to take a screenshot of it because it will be very helpful. Now we are going to post this in our Facebook group after the stream, but it'll be easier if you just take a screenshot of it now while you're here thinking of it. So allow us just a second to pull that up onto the screen and we'll give you a chance to screenshot in just a sec. If I can figure it out.
Don't remember. All right. We're
Okay.
gonna take this away. The magic of television. There you go. Viola. All right. So here I have on my mat, I have all my different beads that I'm going to be using. And I will say in the infographic that we put up, I did include the 15s, which are these little tiny ones over here. If you're working with just the 8s and the 11s, you probably don't need the 15s. It's just sometimes, depending on your seeds and those other beads that you add in, the 15s help it bump up and make that ripple. Otherwise, you just kind of have it's kind of straight and a little bit flat, and we don't want that. I would say on this bracelet probably is the flattest of them because I didn't have any other big beads in it, the little rondelles or the little crystals. So this one's just seed beads. So you'll see I did add a 15 on there to make it bump up a little bit. So it's just, you'll figure out with the beads you're using what you need to do with that. So the first thing I do when I'm doing this is I do my fire line. I use 6-pound fire line, and then I did about 2 yards of it. And then I take the end and I tie it to my clasp. I'm using a magnetic clasp on this one. And so I just tie it overhand knot a couple of times. Leave yourself a little tail because you need some to weave in at the end. You're going to weave that back into your bracelet. The instructions that I gave on the infographic, I forgot to put this, but except it's at the bottom, so you don't have a picture of it, but I like to add 3 11s at the beginning of the pattern so that it adds a little length. When I finish this one, it will be right at about 7 to 7.5, just depending on my weaving kind of thing. So I just wanted to just kind of show that to you. So I'm putting three little beads on, and then we're going to start the pattern. And so the first row, your pattern stays the same for the first row. So it's going to be an 8, right? And no, it's going to be an 11, an 8, an 11. And then we're going to get a quarter, a half, and a quarter. And that's the first little pattern that we started. Let me get my...
Bring that pattern up to the camera. Yeah. And then I don't mean to interrupt, but before you get too far ahead, I just wanted to mention that on some of these bracelets, Jenni has finished them off to closed jump rings.
Yes.
Like if your clasp doesn't kind of sit the right way or if it won't splay out enough. So I just linked some closed jump rings in the chat. Actually, I'm going to link it again.
Yeah, I think I
left this space or didn't leave a space.
I think this purple one is on a closed jump ring. So I I connected it to a closed jump ring. You can see in this one, I did not add additional beads on the end. And so this one ended up being a little bit shorter than the others. But the closed jump ring, because you don't want to risk that fire line sliding out of a jump ring. So a closed ring, and then I just added the lobster and some chain on the other end so you can adjustable size it. That's not the right word, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, make it adjustable.
Right. So anyway, that was the first section that we put on. And so our next section is going to be, I'm going to pick up one of those 15s. They're itty bitty. And then we're going to go, the pattern is 11, 8, 11, 8. And then in between, instead of another 11, in this pattern, I did one of these guys. And then 8, 11, 8, and another 11. And then we're putting that 15 on the end. Hello.
So it's like the bread on the sandwich.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, making a little sandwich. So that is your next row or your next section. And the great part about this bracelet is it's just a repeat. So we're just going to repeat, except for the first 3 that we put on, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to repeat this pattern. Can you see that?
Yes.
We're going to repeat that pattern until we get 11 groups of Tila and this one. It's good. For the first one, you're going to have 5 of the Tila half Tila sets and 6 of the whole Tilas. And that's how that's going to look at the end. So I'll do another row of that. I'll do not another row, but another section so you can see how that looks. So it goes 11, 8, 11. And the great thing about these bracelets, you can do any color combination that you want. You can just play with it. If you get one of our great mixes that you have, like this one I used making a mix. Now it has like 4 or 5 different colors in it. So you could do like 3 or 4 different bracelets that look different out of the same mix.
The island hopper.
It
I can check.
It is.
Oh, that's not the one I thought.
No, it's not at that one.
Okay, I can check.
It's Island Hopper. I think so.
Yep. So guys, Tila mixes have whole Tilas, half Tilas, and quarter Tilas in them. I'm gonna link our Tila mixes in chat for you guys to check them out. That's a great way to kind of like almost have like an inspiration boost for colors. I feel like sometimes a lot of us struggle to I don't know, just put colors together. So getting started with a Tila mix is a great way to just give you that kickstart that you need to start this project. So I'm going to link that in chat for you.
And I'm back on that second little pattern after the Tila the quarter Tila, half Tila, quarter Tila. Now I'm doing the 15, 11, 8, 11, 8, then the rondelle. And then I'm going back with another 8, 11, 8, 11, and then we're getting that 15 back on there. I'm not used to working with the camera above my hand, so I'm getting used to that, guys. So
you're doing great. Let's
All
get
right.
some hearts in chat for Jenni.
Lint. Not
Yay,
good.
Jenni.
So there's that first 2 sections. And then the next bead I put on is going to be that white Tila. They kind of swing opposite way there when I pick them up. So anyway, that is kind of how you get started. Now I have one started in the blues, and I'm going to take you through that, and I'm going to show you kind of what that looks like once you get to the end of that pattern and ready to start the next thing. So I'm going to move this guy.
Do you need help? Do you want me to slide it over here?
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go. Strings everywhere. And here we have the setup for the blue one that I'm working on. It's got the turquoisey colors in it.
Oh, that's
and then if you want to see the colors that I used in either of these, I can show those to you later.
Perfect.
Is that okay?
I'm good with that.
All right, so here I am at the end of my little pattern. And if you'll notice, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. First, it works, you have to have an odd number. So if you want to go smaller, go down to 9 in your pattern. If you want it bigger, go up to 13 in your pattern. The reason why you need it odd is because you don't want to repeat with the large pattern on both ends because your ripple will go the wrong way. And we don't want our
Oh.
ripples to go the wrong way.
No, we don't.
We don't want bad ripples.
No, they
All
would
right.
be radiant ripples.
And they would not, they would be rambunctious ripples.
Yeah, no rambunctious ripples.
So here we are. You can see where I tied this one off on this end, got the little tail sticking off. And now what I'm going to do is I've got my 3 beads at the end down there, and I'm just going to go through my clasp and kind of tighten it up. And I like to go double round. Go around twice, and it won't tighten up on you too much. So just tighten it up so it's nice and good right there. Now,
No, when you say you go around it twice, is that just to make it so that your tension doesn't slip?
yeah,
Okay.
I didn't want my tension to pop back out there. So,
Okay.
all right. So now we're ready to go gadget. This is a little bit, you might think it's odd, but I do this to help me secure everything. So I go back down. I go back down those beads I just put on. To the first set of Tilas. And helps if I have eyeballs.
Well, it's tricky. You've got a camera. and you're doing what
Yeah.
you see.
So I went back down through those beads to my first Tila. And I'm going to pull that through. And don't worry if it got a little loose on you. You can just kind of hold your clasp and tighten that. And everything kind of snugs back up.
Hey, Jenny, can you flip the light off for just a second? I wonder if we can see it a little bit more clearly without it being so.
Is that better?
Yeah, I thought it showed better definition, but when it's close up, it almost kind of underexposes it. There
Is
we
that
go.
better?
That's better. I think so.
All right. So I've gone back down through those beads right there at the end and come out the Tila. And now I'm going to go back up through that Tila.
Oh yeah, that's much better.
See how that worked? And here's the tricky part. Now I've got to do this first part
Do you want to bring that over
of the
so you
row.
can reference?
Yeah. So I'm coming back on the middle row. So it's going to be like this coming back. So I'm going to do this pattern and enter one of those Superduos. And I put these color out on the table, but I'm not liking them too much. Like they're too, I just feel like they're a little too blue.
Oh, I love it.
Do you like them?
I do.
Okay, we're gonna go with it then. So on the way back, the cool thing about this pattern is it's kind of, so we kind of started here and then we're going to graduate down. So like if I put it right here, we're going to graduate down. So it's going, the next row is going to be a couple beads shorter, the next go a couple more, a couple more. It's going to just kind of make a V with the beads. So on this side, we're going to do an 11, an 8, an 11, a super duo. I will tell you that sometimes super duos, depending on their coding, can have a little bit of a blockage. So make sure before you get it too far into your project that you can get it through both holes.
So
So
a lot of people, when they dump out their super duos, they'll just take a needle and check both holes before they even start their project at all. Because a lot of times you're zooming through a project, you're in the groove, and you don't think to check it. So a lot of people will check all of their super duos
Right.
before they even get started.
all right, so here's that pattern that we want. You guys can see that. right there. Good.
Right down just a little.
There.
Yep.
Okay. And then I'm going to add the 3 extra beads because we talked about adding for length on that. So 3 extra 11s. 1, 2, 3. And then we've made that pattern right there. And then I'm going to connect it again to that clasp. I'll tell you a little secret. Make sure you don't get that tangled on your thingy. And I go around and go back through the clasp one more time. And I do this if I use the closed jump rings as well, just because it kind of secures everything.
It's almost like a stop bead when you start
Yeah.
a bead weaving project without a clasp.
So there you can see, and it jumped. It kind of popped up. See how it rippled? That's what we definitely want that to do, is to do that little ripple like that.
How radiating.
It's so radiating. All right, and so we've done that. So we've started our second row. We're going to go back down through those beads and then come out the bottom of that Tila. That can be a little interesting. Sorry about that. And I'm working with new contacts that I have to work with things farther away than closer to, and I'm still getting used to it. All right.
Also, there's a tripod and a camera between you and what you're working
Yeah,
on. So there's that whole
it's a new way to work. Yeah. All right. So we're ready to start the second part of that pattern, which is we're going to add another super duo. So right now we're right here. We just did those 3 right there. And now we're going to do this little section right here between the bottom Tila and the bottom of that Tila. So we'll walk through that. So we're going to pick up 11, 8. Nope, that's not right. My brain. We're picking up.
And guys, if you are
My
just
brain.
joining us, we are
Okay.
we have an infographic to follow. And then we're going to post that in our Facebook group after the fact too. We showed it earlier, so you guys can take a screenshot. We don't want to show it again because then we lose audio. But.
All right, so it's 11. It's going to be not 11. It's 8. Super Duo 8. That's what we're working on next. So we did that, and we're going to go through the bottom of this next set. I call this the set, a Tila set, because it's a quarter, a half, a quarter. I can't, that's not helpful because it's delayed.
I know.
Yeah.
Here, this will probably. Do you want me to move the laptop screen closer to you?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll get used to it. All right, so there's our second little section. Good deal. Now we're just going to repeat that pattern, of course, without the 3 little ones that we added at the beginning. We're just going to repeat the pattern, which is 11, 8, 11, super duo.
How super.
It's so super. And 11, 8, 11. And then we're going through the next Tila. This one's going through a whole Tila. And next pattern, which is 8, super duo 8.
Little sandwiches within sandwiches.
Yes.
I don't
And
know
then-
why I've got sandwiches on my brain tonight.
Maybe we ate sandwiches for dinner. That's
we did,
probably
yeah.
right. And we're going back through that Tila set.
What'd you guys have for dinner? Let us know in chat. I always love hearing what people eat for dinner. I don't know why.
I had Burger King.
Nice. We were talking before we went on stream that we had Burger King last night. And then Becky had it today.
And I'll show you a little trick. This is, if you feel like it keeps getting loose like that, you can always kind of just sneak over here, do a little roundabout through the Tila set or the Tila that you're at. Just go in the top hole. There's the top hole.
Hi, Nikita.
And pull it back down through the bottom hole.
So it's like a stop bead within the bracelet itself
Yeah.
to lock it in.
And it might feel like you have a lot of thread to work with, but I did that because we do that going back around a lot of times to lock it in. So
okay.
it feels like you have too much, but it's better to have too much than have to add some to it. Right?
Makes sense. You don't want a bunch of knots in your bracelet if you
Don't.
don't have to have knots.
Don't want that. I'm gonna give up and try some cheaters because
Yeah. It's hard because you have to hold it way far away from
Yeah.
your face since you've got the camera and the light in between.
and you can kind of start to see the pattern with the Superduos coming through.
Yeah.
He goes, stop it. All right, so now I'm on this pattern again, which is 11, 8, 11, Superduo, 11. Don't let it pop off on you. There you go. And 11. And then we're going through the next Tila.
I
So
would be making up a song about it. 8-11.
Yeah.
8-11.
Mary asked, what size fire line? So I'm linking 6-pound fire line in the chat. That's what Jenny's using. Jenny, can you use 8 pounds if you don't mind it feeling tight through your Tilas, or is it going to be a little too tight through your
I don't think it
15s?
would be too tight. I think 8 would be okay.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, here we are back to our quarter Tila, half Tila set.
You sing the song.
You know what? My bead fell off. Always good to double check your beadage there.
Yeah.
Don't want to lose it. All right, so that one's in. And then I'm going to put another set on before I do another like kind of a lock it in.
Lock it in.
What's that game show where they say lock it in?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't
I know
either.
Lock It In from, what's that show with the Australian comedians? It's like horrible.
I don't
It's
know.
very-
All right, we're doing our set with the 8, 11, 8, 11, Superduo, 11, 8, 11. And then we're going through the next Tila. This one's the whole Tila. I don't think I could be a hand model. It's like my hands, I don't know. You guys old enough to remember Saturday Night Live in the good old days when they had the funny commercials and Chevy Chase would do triopenin. That was the name of the medication.
Oh, yeah.
And his hands would just like,
Oh,
he
and he had
fumbled.
to try open it.
it was the name of his medicine was called triopenin. Yeah.
I never saw
I feel like that's what I'm doing right now.
Gilda Radner with the fish in the blender and
Yeah.
yeah.
I watched Saturday Night Live a little bit as a kid. I catch it every now and then now, but like
Was it Adam Sandler when you were a kid?
I don't remember who anybody was because that was like I was like a kid, but I
Yeah.
remember Stuart was Mad TV, wasn't it?
Yeah, Stuart was mad. I loved
Yeah.
Stuart. Look what I can do.
Look what I can do.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we're going back here to the 11, 8, 11, Superduo, 11, 8, 11, and we're going back in our Tila.
This bracelet is beautiful as is. Like you wouldn't even have to do the additional rows and it would be stunning.
And then I'm just gonna lock it off again in that little pattern that we do, like go roundabout.
Got you singing, huh, Jenny?
Yeah, I knew all the songs until I was from the 70s, right? See the ripples forming there? It's so cute.
It's super
I love it.
gorgeous.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Gorgeous.
You know, as it is with the 2 rows like that, I would put it as a focal on a necklace with some chain like leading down to that. That would be like the bottom 6 inches of your necklace.
Yeah, because look, it would be like this.
Yeah, it would be cute.
Isn't that pretty?
Do you guys remember the
But then you
choker
got these-
necklaces that like
Yeah.
had the loops on them? It kind of reminds me of that.
Yeah.
You do a really pretty choker with it too.
But then you'd have this super duo that doesn't have anything to do over here. So you could add another row and just put something through that super duo at the top.
Yeah,
You could.
yeah,
I love when creative people get around each other.
definitely.
All right, we're doing our next one, 11, 8, 11, super duo. Could do superstar.
Oh, that was
Very
that-
Catholic.
yeah.
All right. There we go. Okay, we're all the way down to the end. We're gonna put our next little pattern on. See how it bumps up there?
Little ripple.
And then get our little ripple there. We are gonna go in there and tighten that up again. Something happened here.
What's going on there?
I don't know. Somebody got loose. We don't allow that.
Mm-mm.
That's okay. If yours gets loose, here's a lesson learned, right? You can always go back at the end with your thread and go through if something loosened up like mine just did. I'm gonna go later on. I can go with this tail and go down and tighten that up. I'm not sure why that went loose like that on me, but
You can always reinforce and tighten.
Yeah.
things. And well, I shouldn't say always, but most bead weaving projects, you can go back through and kind of.
sneak in there and figure it out. Now this one is that the beginning pattern with the 11, 8, 11. So now we're gonna put right here, it's gonna be 11 super duo 11. And then I'm gonna put at the end, so I'm gonna put those three 11s. No, it's not right. I said it wrong. That's 8 super duo 8, and then the 3 11s on the end to make that pattern finish. All right,
Makes sense to me.
you got it now?
I
Got it?
think so.
All right. We're gonna go through the end of our clasp. If you're using a closed jump ring, just connect to it. The thing I noticed on the closed jump ring when I was working on it was make sure that you line them up.
Oh, so each row is in order.
Yeah, I think this one's okay. See how this one lined up right next to each other. This one over here, not so much. I had a little boo-boo on that one. Somebody got twisted. I believe this guy I got him twisted out of order. So this is kind of what you want it to look like. Yes. No. Yes. No. Okay. So now you saw my mistake. It's all good now. All right. So we're back there at the end. We're going to make a U-turn. Go back down.
You're kind of traveling this way.
I know. This is what happens at home, and pretty soon all my beads fall on the floor. All right. And I don't have any kids living at home with me anymore to pick up the beads, so I have to be careful about that.
Parker can come to your house.
Okay. So I don't know if I can afford $1 a bead.
No, it's a penny.
Oh, okay, then. I can probably owe her about $40 then. All right. So we're going through all those beads down through that first Tila. You see that?
Maybe you can bring it up just a little bit because it's a little dark from the shadow.
There you go.
That's
Can you see
better.
that?
Yeah.
And then take that through. Pull it nice and tight. This is a little tricky right here. Tricky, tricky.
Yeah.
Now we're going to add quarter, half quarter. And we're going to go back through that Tila on that side. So on my needle, you see I've got quarter, half quarter, and then going back through that Tila on that side. We're just locking that up next to that Tila. We're going to do this on all of them as we go around, but it's going to be a little wonky until I put my needle through the other side. Sorry.
They're gonna be just like paddling little feet.
Yeah,
Swimming in the
they're
lake.
just swimming. Just keep swimming, swimming, swimming. All right, so we come back through that. And then here's our super duo. So we have to go back to our first super duo pattern, right? Which is this one, we're repeating this pattern right here, but we're using the bottom part of the Superduo. So we're going to go 11, 8, 11, and then go through that Superduo, and then 11, 8, 11, and then go to the end. So I will do that. 11, 8, 11. Go through the Superduo. Don't watch the camera.
And guys, if it's a little blurry at home, depending on your internet settings, depending on our internet speed and all of that, just know that when you watch the replay, in most cases, it's not quite as blurry. Sometimes it's a little blurry just because this is live video and, you know, we're doing the best we can, but we will have the infographic that Jenni made with the pattern on it posted to our Facebook group. We're going to post that right after the stream.
Then I'm going around that clasp again, and then I'm going to go back down those beads that I just put on so that we can finish that row. And I appreciate your patience. It's my first time doing a live, so I have to figure out all this hand maneuver stuff. If you can't get it through, it's okay to take it out, like right before that Superduo. And then, oh, look, that's a good lesson to teach you guys. I accidentally wrapped that knot around my clasp the wrong direction, so taking it off so it wraps correctly. There we go. All right, and then I'm going to sneak my needle back in that Superduo, back into that little section right there. Goodness gracious. Somebody talk.
I'm sorry. I was going to say I'm about to drop a couple more links into chat. I'm going to do the Tilas, and then I'm also going to separately post the Tila mixes in case you want to have a kind of a starting point for your color combinations for these. Keep in mind you can use code Happy Birthday at checkout at beadplace.net to save 25% off your whole order, excluding subscriptions and classes. And
February is a big birthday month around here.
it is Becky birthday.
All right, so here we are back ready to do our second this is our row 3. We did an 8 through the Superduo, and then we're going to pick up another 8.
Oh, I didn't like my links from my first references.
And then we're going to pick up our whole Tila. Listen, settle down.
Behave.
So there we are. We did our 8, Superduo 8, and then we picked up our Tila. Now we're going to lock that in to that Tila set that's right above it. So go in that side, don't catch the seed bead. And then back through the same one that you just came through before on the other side. And then we're going to tighten that up. I just put my finger on it and kind of pull it. And you see, you start to get the real weavy ripple thing going on right now. Is that good? Can you see
Yeah,
that?
that's beautiful. It's
All
very
right.
clean and crispy.
Now, I will tell you, I bead late at night, and there's been on more than one occasion that I accidentally went through this hole and tightened it up and got all the way to the other end before I realized that I'd gone through the wrong hole. So that's always fun.
Oopsie doodles.
Yeah.
So pay attention there.
So yeah, you might want to keep an eye open for that one. All right, here we go. We're going to pick up 11, 8, 11, and then that's going through the Superduo. We're going to do it again, 11, 8, 11, and then we're picking up, because see, that's our whole Tila right there. Now we're picking up our quarter, half quarter Tila set.
You have to put a sandwich on the plate.
Put the sandwich on the plate. There you go. That's what it looks like.
What's everybody's favorite kind of sandwich?
And then we're going through that Tila that's next to it, and we're going to lock it in place.
I like ham and cheese.
Those Tilas like to float around a little bit. So, oops, look at that. Get out of there.
Get
I gotta use some gravity here. All right, and we're gonna go back up through that hole.
Before you do that, could you just bring it a little closer up to the camera so they can see exactly where we're going through?
Yeah, so I went through the bottom hole of that Tila,
There we go.
and then I'm coming back through the hole headed that direction of the Tila that's below it, of the Tila set. Oh, apparently I'm not.
Oh,
I'm gonna do that again. All right. This is always fun. Okay. There we go. You know, the greatest part about getting old, girls, you can't see.
I feel like we're really lucky that we have a Dollar Tree next door because they have cute reading
Cute
glasses.
cheaters, yeah.
Yeah.
And people always want to buy them from us, and we're like, sure,
Store, don't take
we'll sell them to you, but $5 here and $1 next door.
$1.25.
$1.25, sorry about that. I forgot it's now $1.25 store. $1.25 tree. All right, we're back to our 8 Superduo and 8. And another Tila. Oh, I just yanked it right out of my own hand.
Aggressive.
Like, yank. All right, and here we are back here. We're going to go back through. Well, let me get that down there so you can see it. There is my Tila next to my Tila set. We're going to go back down through the bottom hole of that Tila set. Don't catch the seed bead.
Don't catch the seed bead.
Nope. And then back through the top hole of that whole Tila that we just popped on there.
The back hole of the whole Tila.
There's too many holes going on here, just saying. And you can see as I pull it tight, it kind of stays because we've done that roundabout in there. And then our next row is going to really make everything pop really fun.
It locks it in on its own now.
Yeah.
Lock it in.
Lock it in. Gosh, I have to remember which show that is.
The Weakest Link,
Is it the Weakest Link?
or is it
It might.
Millionaire?
Oh, maybe Who Wants to Be a
I
Millionaire?
think,
I don't know.
I don't know. Guys, let us know in chat where you know lock it in from. If it's an Australian comedian group trio, or if it's from a game show, let us know where that phrase.
If my husband's online watching, Tom, Google it.
Yeah, Tom, Google it.
Yeah.
He was here at the beginning of the stream. He let us know that we cannot hear when we have the pattern on the screen. So
Yeah.
now we know.
Thank you, honey.
Thanks, Tom.
All right.
Everybody say hi, Tom.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Tom.
Can I call him Tom Tom?
He's my my buddy. He helps me do all my things.
Tom, I'm gonna call you Tom Tom now.
Tom.
He did a lot of painting here when we moved here.
Yes. We did. We painted a lot. All right,
Very
I'm going
efficient
through there.
painter.
You see, I'm going through there, but I missed that one Tila. So you guys make sure you get them all. Get all the beads. There you go.
And it's okay if you have to do them like one at a time too. Like if your needle is just wanting to come out in between,
Yeah.
you can kind of work it back through.
And you know, worst comes to worst is you have to back it out. And you can usually back it out with your needle, but if you have to, just take your thread off your needle and just pull it out. It's not going to be super tight. You're not going to have to work super hard to get that undone.
So Evie, or is it Evie or Evie? Evie has a great question. So Evie's asking if you can put one of each Tila size next to each other and what makes them different.
Okay.
Hi, Evie.
Hi, Evie. Here's a whole Tila. Here's a whole Tila. I'll put it on my finger up high so you can see it. Oh, I have ink on my fingers too. It's nice. There's a whole Tila. A half Tila makes two half Tilas make a whole Tila. And then here's a quarter Tila, which is really hard to get to lay sideways. But it takes 4 of those to make a whole Tila. I
So
hope-
it's
I hope that you
literally
can see it.
half of a Tila in size or a quarter of a Tila in size.
Yeah.
And they're approximately 5 by 5 millimeter.
Mhm. And
for
you
the
can,
whole
you
Tila.
can, I'll stand it up with my needle. That might work a little better. There you go. So you can use, really, if you had 4 different Tilas that you wanted to use, you could use 4 Tilas instead of a half Tila and 2 quarter Tilas. Or you can use 2 half Tilas. You don't have to use my pattern. You can use anything you want.
Or 4 quarter Tilas
4
even.
quarter Tilas or
You can
2
get
half Tilas or whatever.
Real wild.
You can just go crazy, folks.
Crazy. And this bracelet is incredibly versatile because not only can you change your Tila pattern and placement, but then if you missed earlier, Jenni showed some different bracelet options where instead of using just seed beads, she had used different little faceted glass crystal rondelles instead of the 8s. Or turquoise, like actual gemstones, in about a 3.5 millimeter round. So we'll have some different bracelet option inspiration pictures in our Facebook group after the stream. And then keep in mind you can use code Happy Birthday at beadplace.net now through Sunday to receive 25% off at checkout. With the code, it does exclude subscriptions and classes, but otherwise it is site-wide.
And here we are back at the 11-8-11 Superduo section. And I'm gonna stop for a second here when I get this one put on and just kind of show you again that graduating pattern. So you see, we started down here with with just a little one, and then we added a little bit bigger, and then add a little bigger, and this last one's going to have the ripple on it. So it's going to add it. It's going to come up. Here's one that's finished, except for the bottom one. It's still missing that bottom one. So super cute way to kind of do something, and it kind of is a V that it creates in between each set of Tilas. All right, here I am at quarter, half quarter. Putting on my Tila set here. When I first started working with Tilas, I used to like stress about, oh wait, is there an up and a down? Did it drive me crazy? Did it drive you crazy? Like, I feel like there's an up and a down, but it really doesn't matter once you get it put together. It doesn't look any different.
It doesn't. There is technically a rounded side and a flat side, but I just ignore that because who has the time to look close?
Yeah, well, some people are OCD about that. And
Yeah.
I won't mention any names, but she's in this room. And it might be me.
I was like, I want to be Tila, please. No, I'm not Tila, please. It doesn't sound like Becky at all.
I'm a little like, I have really had to work hard to not be so matchy in my bead making.
Yeah.
Here we're back at the 8 Superduo 8. And then we're going to put on our next whole Tila. And that's where we're going to go back through the Tila set above it. And everything's going to snuggle up together right there.
Guys, let us know in chat if you've worked with Tilas before, if you recognize and acknowledge that they have a top and a bottom, or if you just ignore it like I do.
Tops and bottoms are important.
Yes.
Hey, I want to take a quick second to give a special shout out to Evie and Trish. They have the flu right now.
Oh,
Yeah, but Evie
That's
decided to
no
watch the
fun.
show, right? So thank you, Evie and Trish.
Well,
Abby
I
and
hope,
Trish.
I
Give
hope,
some hearts to in chat.
I hope,
Soon.
here, I hope that you feel better
There you
soon.
go.
It's no fun.
There's lots of parts. For
Oh,
you guys.
yay. Yay.
All right, we're back here to our quarter, half quarter. And if you want, I'll show you, Evie, you could put 2 quarters and they would look just the same next to. See how you could do that? And you could have, it's a totally different look, same equipment, you know, have like that, better?
The math adds up.
Yeah, and I'm not good at mathing, my husband can tell you.
Those fractions are right.
I married him so I didn't have to do math.
Yeah, it's how you do the math.
But we're gonna keep our pattern going because, you know, I'm matchy that way, so. All right, we're gonna go back in here. We're back here to that whole Tila. We're going to go through the bottom holes of that. Oop, pull it together. We're like 3/4 of the way done almost here, folks. I'm excited. All right.
So guys, we're probably not gonna get through the entire bracelet tonight, but Jenny's gonna get you guys started on the 4th row so you know what to do. And then keep in mind, we are gonna post the infographic in our Facebook group after the fact. Our group is different than our Facebook page, so make sure you're a member of our group so you can go over it and snag that infographic. It has the pattern and it's beautifully laid out with contrasting colors so that you can see the pattern of the beads. Jenny did a great job with it.
Our Facebook group is called the Bead Place Facebook group.
Yeah, and why don't I link that?
There's an idea.
Imagine that. Guys, our chat is super delayed tonight. I don't know.
Is it?
If it's like a Facebook thing or a
Thanks,
YouTube
Facebook.
thing, but there we are.
Talk bad about them, they'll delete your
Yeah,
group.
there we go. I just linked our Facebook group in the chat so you can join us and party with us in the group. Some of you in chat, I recognize names. Some of you guys are local and some of you come to our free workshops that we have in our store. We do free workshops on the last Saturday of every month between 1 and 3. And our first workshop of the year, we used Tila beads. And our second workshop of the year, we used Superduos beads. So if you have leftovers from those projects and you're like, what do I do with these? I want to do something new. This is a great project for you.
And that was kind of my inspiration for this bracelet was what can we do with both of those beads that we just played with on the workshops. And so this is what we fell apart on, what we came to. All right, we're at the end of row 3. And this is where we're going to add those 3 little extras down there at the end.
And we're using 11s.
Yep, 3 little 11s, and then we're going to connect it to our clasp. If Jenny can find the hole.
Just makes a nice little taper.
There we go. Got tangled there.
I can't tell you the number of times that I have looped my fire line around the entire tripod when trying to demonstrate.
That's
and then I might get tangled in the foil.
it's so much pressure.
I think one time I had to cut it and like tie on a new piece because it was so tangled. But
So I just try to tighten it as good as I can, get as close as I can to tighten that up. And then I'm going to go back down through. Go back through that first Tila. Get over there.
oh, behave.
There we go. And then I'm going to come back up. And I'll be honest, the reason I did this is because the first one I tried this when I was connecting it to, it just was a little bit wonky. And the thread going up through and then back down and then coming up to start the next row just makes everything a little more secure and solid. That's the reason why I did that. So here we are we're at the bottom. The bottom is going to be 11, 8, 11. And then our 3 seed beads, our 3 11s on top of that. Sorry. Bead speak.
Hi, Terry.
Is that Terry from California?
Yeah, yes.
Hi, Terry. All right, so I'm just making sure everybody's tight. And I'm going to go through this one more time. There you go. Fire lines all twisted up. It's all twisted up in the game. Go through one more time and then go back down through those beads. We're going to finish up this row. It's going to be pretty quick because this last part is super easy. You don't have extra wrapping around to do and all that tomfoolery.
So if you are new to watching our streams, we are here on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Central.
There we go.
And next week we are, what are we doing? Monthly fun pack review? Yeah, we're doing our monthly fun pack review.
Are we showing that at all? Not ready yet?
We can show the cute little display when we're
All right.
back on Facebook.
So now I'm doing the top part, which is the ripple, and we're doing 11, 8, 11.
Your mat's walking away.
Oh, it
again.
is walking away again. This one has the 15 on the end. So this one's 15 and 11, 8, 11, 8. Right? 11, 8, 11, 8.
And that 15 is there to just make it a little bit more bumpalicious,
Give it a
right?
little more pop. A little more pop in your ripples. Now, I have to say, I'm going to tell you guys a story about why I named it what I named it. So I have a friend of mine recently who passed, and he was a big inspiration in my life. And when his wife spoke at his memorial, she talked about how our lives are about ripples, the ripples we make. And I just thought about that, and I thought, in honor of him, I'm going to name this Ripples. So
That's very sweet.
his name was Bill, and he was a real big influence in my life as a youth growing up. And he, during the whole COVID thing, he played piano. He was a beautiful musician, and he would play piano. And so his wife had him do sweet melodies with Bill, like for months and months and months. And he would play for like an hour every night.
Wow.
And so you can still find his Facebook page. His music is there, so it's kind of cool.
That's so neat.
Yeah. So this is our 11, 8, 11. This is fun. We're just going to finish up this one. And then we're going to just get it all the way to the end.
And it's just the outer rows that get the 15s, right?
Yeah, just the outer rows.
The sandwich.
Because it needs that little oomph. And an 11 was too much,
Mm-hmm.
and a 15 was just right. So if you have mucho beads in your closet, like I do, just keep trying one till it works. Oh, don't do that. Gravity. Gravity is not your friend. I think, Abby, here's the thing. I think if we can invent a mat that connects to your shirt,
So they
and
can't
there's no
fall down.
gap.
Oh, that is clever.
But then you can't leave the
You can't
table
get
all of a
up.
sudden. No.
Or you could like, it could be like a quick release.
Yeah, quick release. Let's invent it. Make 1 million of them, sell them for $1.
Oh, man.
We'd be
We
millionaires.
could be the next beat stopper.
We could probably go on Shark Tank.
Let's do it. I bet Mr. Wonderful would hate it.
Mr. Wonderful doesn't know beads.
No.
All right, here we are. I noticed that my magnet just closed on itself. That's why I'm struggling with pieces here. See how the ripples are starting to rip?
They're ripply.
The ripplies are rippling. There you go.
That's so pretty. I know you didn't like that vibrant blue Superduos at first,
It
but
looks super
I
good.
kind of like it
love
now. I like it now.
It's so
It
pretty.
pops. It pops.
Yeah. It's like the ocean at night.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah, I
Yeah.
like that.
So pretty. Oh, that is so gorgeous. You
And
know how I
see?
said you could stop at 2 and it would be gorgeous? Well, don't stop at 2. Do the whole thing because, man, what a difference.
It is pretty.
Very, very nice. Now I gotta make one.
Now you gotta make fun.
I like this design because it can be dressy and it can be casual. You can just wear it
Mhm.
whenever you want to.
Yeah, like the black and white one that Jenni showed earlier is super glitzy, glam, formal. And
You
then
could
the
wear it to
turquoise
prom.
one, like you could wear that with jeans and like
Yeah, it doesn't have to be super fancy, and
hang out
even
with
this one that's
horses.
just all seed beads, you can get away with that one too.
Well, let's not talk about my cowboy hat. That's a sad story.
Oh, that
Who in
was
chat
so,
knows about
that
my
was so
cowboy hat?
funny. You have to say that was funny.
Eric said he watched 5 minutes of that show and
Yeah.
we were talking like Oh boy, what a 5 minutes to watch. Only gonna watch 5 minutes. That's crazy. Oh, wow.
It's hysterical.
If any of you have no idea what we're talking about, we hosted a stream last Wednesday. Was it last Wednesday?
Yeah.
It was inspired by Sundance. So we were so lucky that we had a fantastic group of guest presenters on with us. If you missed it, definitely watch the replay. We've got it pinned on our page and in our group.
All the beating rock stars were there.
So Sundance, you know, it's kind of like outdoor
Southwesternish.
yeah,
A little rugged,
like Western,
but still beautiful. Yeah.
And so some of us in the like presenter group chat beforehand were talking about if we were going to dress up or not, and a lot of people were saying they wear their cowboy hats. So I thought, okay, I'm going to go to the thrift store and buy myself a cowboy hat, and I found one, and it was cute, and I got it back to the store, and I put it on my head, and it didn't fit down on my head.
It was made for a
It
kid.
was a kid's cowboy hat.
There's a chin strap and everything.
And you are kind of kid sized, but not that kiddie.
I have a big head, so. I had to resort to just clothing to look like
You
was
looked
in
you
my
looked
band.
marvelous. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, I was thinking, was talking, and wasn't paying attention.
Oh,
I put too
sorry.
many beads on there. Not your fault.
Evie says, Jenny, I love the one you're wearing.
Oh, thanks.
It matches her jacket.
I used that one with
Island Hopper. And
I think that's the Island Hopper.
I'm gonna check.
I don't think I put that in the chat. I don't think I put that on my list that I gave you earlier, but
Is
I
this
think
it?
that's what it is.
I don't think that's it. Was it sun-baked? I'll go look.
Might have been. I don't know, but we have one that's called Grecian. I don't think we have it in stock right now, but that Grecian Waters makes me want to do one in all
The red and white one's my favorite.
ocean blues.
That's not it either. I'm gonna go look on the wall and see if I can figure it out. I'll be right back.
I think too, we should, I feel like I probably need to make a red and white one for Cardinals because I'm going to spring training in a couple of weeks. So I'll try to work on that one. Oh, right. I was not paying attention. I got my pattern mixed up here. This is the last one, guys. Last one. I need my 15. I need my 11, 8, 11, 8, 11, 8, 11, 8, 11, and 15. And then I'm at the end here, so I'm going to put those 3 11s on the end so that it makes it a little bit longer. Everything's good. Oh, I just got a knot. That's not bueno.
No bueno.
All right, here we are at the very, very end. We're just going to connect this. This is where I said you got to be careful. Make sure you don't cross the streams. That would-
the streams on the site right now.
That would be
We just should've
bad.
just got it
All right, so I've got that one on there. I'm going to wrap it through a second time. Tighten it down. And then I'm going to go back through those beads. This is the fun part. It's almost the end. I like to go down to a Tila set and making sure I didn't tie it around something. I think I did.
Jenny, your mix was a color called Turquoise Dreams.
Yeah,
Oh.
that
And
sounds right.
I hope it's okay to ask you in the middle of the stream to add that. I'm not asking you to add it now, but sometime within the next couple days, would you mind adding Turquoise Dreams back on
Sure.
the site? We probably sold out of it. And
I'm the website lady.
yeah.
It probably
Jenny's
just
our-
came
or
out.
Not Jenny. Becky's our online inventory manager. And then while I was over there, I saw that there's a color called Royal Flush, Jenny.
I love that
would be
one.
good for Cardinals
That's
because
my
it's
favorite
got
one.
different colors of reds and different colors of white.
Yeah. That one's great. I like that one. All right. So this is how I tie off. I come back down to my first Tila set, and then I'm going to go around through the opposite side of that Tila, pull my needle in, and then I tie a knot right there. So I stick my needle underneath the fire line, and then pull it through. And when it gets small like that, then I just tuck that in there and tie a knot. So I tie one there, and then I'm going to go through the whole Tila that's right next to it and then come up right there. And then I'm going to tie a knot. I'm going to go under that fire line right there. Just under that one little section right there, and then grab that knot and pull it tight. And then you're good. Good to go. Then I just kind of feed it through the other side and up through the beads and out one of the beads there. And then I'll snip it right there.
Easy as pie.
Easy as pie.
Look how pretty that is.
Peach pie.
Awesome.
So there's our finished product.
Gorgeous.
And you'll notice that sometimes if like you got to kind of press it down a little bit, but
Yeah, you can work your tension to the right spot.
yeah. Sometimes if I tend to work tight, and so if I work it too tight, it kind of bubbles a little bit, but there she is.
Good job.
Finito.
Beautiful. Before we switch back to the face cam, would you mind just showing off the colors of the
other
the bracelet?
the bracelets.
Yeah,
Okay.
that way.
So in this one that I just finished, I used this one is, excuse me, I can't read upside down. Well, it's not that. I must have put them back in the wrong tubes.
That's okay. No worries. You don't have to show specific
All right,
colors. I was
so-
just thinking if you would want to
Oh.
show color, like the other colors
Oh,
of the
okay,
bracelet.
gotcha.
And then we can post colors after the fact.
Okay. So here is the colors that I've got things made in. This one I did with the black and the white, which turned out pretty pretty. And for that little one, I used the quarter Tilas that are called nickel. So they're real pretty. And then this one's just purples. And I used some of those small, those like 3mm rondelle crystals in that one. That turned out really good. And then this one's kind of cool. It was kind of a clear purpley Superduo. It kind of just blends in, but it
Yeah,
doesn't
you don't
pop.
really notice it.
Doesn't pop as much as that blue one does. I'm glad you talked me into that one because look how cute that is. But this is similar. These two are similar color base. Like I used a similar mix, but look how different they look just because you threw that blick, the blick. Just because we threw black in there.
Yeah. I was gonna say, bring them up to the camera a little closer so you can see.
You think the light would
difference.
help?
Maybe. I don't know. Oh, wow. Yeah.
There you go.
Look at the difference between just the ones with seed beads on the top, and then the one or the bracelet on the bottom is the one with the natural turquoise. So you can see the slight difference in the way that those bumps kind of bump out.
And then you get a little difference in the length too. I don't know if you can see this, but I didn't add 3 extra on this one, 3 extra 11s, but it's almost a whole section longer. It feels like, and that's just, I think that's the width of these guys, of these turquoise that I put in there.
Yeah.
Because everything else was the same. So it just adds, whatever you use, you just play with it. I would say, you know, if you're using something completely different than what I used, just do the first row and see what it looks like. Do the second row and see if it looks like it's going to be long enough to fit you. And then if it's not, then take out the second row and go back and play with it.
Or you could kind of err on the side of caution with length and make it a little shorter than what you need, or start it to a closed jump ring and then just attach lobster clasp and chain to make it adjustable in size. That way you don't have to worry much about
That's what I did with this purple one, is I just did a closed jump ring and the chain and a lobster clasp on the other side.
Smart.
To the closed jump ring. So that, because that one also came out a little bit shorter.
Yeah.
Average, I have an average wrist, I would say probably 7.5 wrist.
Okay.
And this one we just made is a little short for me.
Okay.
So it probably is around a 7 or a 6 3/4.
So it fit me. So you made it for me, right?
I made it for you. It's my gift to you.
Hopefully.
Let's see if it fits your wrist.
It might. Oh, here. I'll give you one that doesn't already have. Oh, it's not
almost
quite.
It's so close. Yeah.
I'll just have to.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Don't
Work the
wiggle.
tension out. Yeah.
Yeah. So it just depends on what you use. And so I noticed when I used those bigger beads, that the rondelles and the stones, that it made it just a little bit longer. But the good thing, like Abby said, you can add chain,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. All right. So thank you so
you.
much, Jenny. We are going to add our face cam back on.
Yay.
And hello. Awesome. So next week, if you guys want to join us at 7 p.m. Central, we are going to be, oh, that's backwards. We're going to be opening up our monthly fun pack and showing you guys what's inside of it. We do a subscription box or pack each month. It's a different theme. This month's theme was inspired by Pantone's color of the year, Peach Fuzz. So we had a lot of fun choosing things that are mostly peach fuzz colored. Some things are, I don't know, we just thought it went well with the peach colors. Yes, accent colors. So also there's a lot of really like super high end, really, really high quality stuff in this kit that I'm excited for you guys to open. If you have already opened yours, let us know in chat, like back us up that like this month's is like,
Pretty stuff.
very, very nice. Yes. It's always very nice, but this month especially has some really high end stuff.
Take pictures of what you make and put it in our Facebook group too. So
Yeah.
see what you make.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, let's switch back to hand cam for just a second. Because Jenny, I would love it if you would be a hand model for that cute little charm that's coming up the week after.
Okay.
So
Try to open it.
we're there. All right. So look what Becky painted. We are going to be doing a feature the week after on some wonderful new spring components, and we're going to be showing you how to customize them to make them your favorite colors, to add things to them, almost like a faux enameled effect. And so,
Am I gonna paint on camera?
if you want to,
Cool. Yeah, let's paint.
Okay.
The paint's the
Awesome.
thing, but not the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll paint the thing, not
Yeah.
the camera. Yeah.
Alrighty, so we'll go back. Here we are. Hello, hello.
Here we are.
So yeah, thanks so much everybody for hanging out. Am I forgetting anything that I need to tell
Talked about her class.
Yep, Becky's got a
Okay.
class coming up April 13th on gel printing.
Yeah.
I always
Lots
want
of
to
fun.
call it gel plate printing, but
You
it's
can call it that, but yeah, lots of fun.
Classes to sign up for that if you are in the St. Louis area. It is an in-person class, so please keep that in mind. It's not a virtual class this time
Right.
around. You do need to be in the St. Louis area or within traveling distance to take that class. Yeah. And remember, you can use coupon code. Oh, hold on, we're not even on the main thing. So there we go. You can use coupon code Happy Birthday at beadplace.net now through
Happy
Sunday
birthday.
to save 25% off site-wide, excluding subscriptions and classes.
Very good.
Awesome. Well, great job, Jen.
Thanks.
You did
It was
a
fun.
wonderful, wonderful job. And I just am impressed that you didn't like tangle yourself up in the tripod because I always
I felt like it was going to happen, or my pad was going to come off on the floor.
Yeah.
We need to put one of those
like sticky tape.
rug skid-proof
Mhm.
rug things down there.
Becky. when
That's what I
Becky
have
did
on
a
my
survey-
table at home.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
smart. Becky like made a little square for herself, so she
Oh.
couldn't like.
Yeah, I
go
tried to
outside
put
of it.
my beads, but I needed to have something down here too.
Yeah.
You live, you learn,
Yep. You will know for next time.
right? So you're saying there's a next time?
You got the
Yeah.
job. Congratulations.
Love ya.
Comments in chat for Jenny, guys. I think she did a fabulous job. It's not easy to do bead weaving on a camera and especially live.
Blind.
All right.
Thanks,
Thanks
everybody.
everybody. Have a good night.
Bye-bye.